The Roman Empire is destroyed by movement of the Germanic tribe. Population increased in Northern Europe when the Germanic tribes that used to raise livestock and hunt game started farming. When they encountered a farmland shortage problem, they moved south in search of fertile land. Some of them came to the Roman Empire and became tenant farmers or mercenaries. Towards the end of the 4th century, a nomadic people called the Huns moved westward and burdened the Germanic people who had settled in the Black Sea regions. These Germanic people moved to Western Europe, the Mediterranean coast, Africa, and other regions and established several empires. During this period, the Western Roman Empire was overthrown by the Germanic people, 476. Most Germanic kingdoms did not last, but the kingdom of the Franks thrived for a long time. The Franks were able to adjust to their new environment quickly because they moved to regions that were not too far from their original settlements and received the support of the Roman Church after they converted to Christianity.
How did the Franks come to believe in Christianity? Clovis of Frankish kingdom was a man of resource. He accepted Christianity to rule the Romans, who had a larger population and a more advanced culture than the Franks. He also adopted Christianity as the official religion of the Frankish kingdom and was baptized with 3,000 of his vassals. The effects of conversion quickly emerged. When the Frankish kingdom attacked the Visigoths in southern Gaul, the Roman natives who worshipped Christianity welcomed it, and the Visigoths were expelled from the Iberian Peninsula.
The kingdom of the Franks occupies most of Western Europe. In the late 8th century, the kingdom of the Franks, Charles the Great, aggressively seized most of Western Europe, except for the Iberian Peninsula and Britain. He built schools and spread Christianity in his occupied lands. His great feats were recognized when he was crowned Emperor of the Romans by Pope Leo III, 800. Thus, the foundation was laid for the medieval Western European culture that embraced Germanic traditions, Roman culture, and Christianity. Upon the death of Charles the Great, his descendants feuded over territory until the kingdom of the Franks split into East Francia, Middle Francia, and West Francia through the Treaty of Verdun and Treaty of Meissen. These three kingdoms became the origins of the three European countries that we know today as Germany, France, and Italy.
Who can be awarded the Charlemagne Prize? International Charlemagne Prize of Aachen was created in 1949 to commemorate the second king of the Frankish kingdom, Charles the Great. The German city of Aachen, where Carolus the Great lived, has annually awarded it to political leaders who have contributed to the unification of Europe since 1950. In 2002, the euro, the official single currency of the European Union, won this award.
Establishment of the lord-vassal relationship and feudalism. After the kingdom of the Franks split in the mid-9th century, Western Europe was constantly invaded by foreign forces such as the Vikings, Magyars, and Muslims. To protect their lives and properties and maintain their power in the chaos of the time, regional rulers served a knight who was stronger than themselves as lord and swore allegiance. In return, the lords provided vassals with fiefs. Their lord-vassal relationship over the fief was a bilateral contract which could be terminated if either one of the two parties failed to keep their obligations. The lord-vassal relationship was established on various levels from the king and the nobles to the lower-level knights. However, one knight served several lords, or several lords ruled one manor. This decentralized social structure of medieval Europe, marked by the lord-vassal relationship involving a fief, is called feudalism. The vassals exercised their own authority over taxes and jurisdiction without their lord's interference. Even the king was able to exercise his power only over the areas under his direct jurisdiction.
What was the relationship between the knights and feudal lords? At that time, the feudal lord-vassal relationship in Western Europe was not absolutely based on loyalty, so it was not a shame for a knight to become a prisoner. If the vassals became captive, the lord was obligated to pay the ransom and bring them back. The vassals were able to collect taxes from their fiefs and hold trials of peasants without interference from the lord.
Serfs belonged to their lords. The fief given by the lord to the vassal took the form of a self-sufficient rural community which they called a manor. Knights became lords of those manors. A manor consisted of the castle of the lord, the church, the village, and the farmland. There were 3 types of land within a manor: land under the direct control of the lord, land under the control of the farmer, and commonly shared land. The majority of the farmers within a manor were serfs. Serfs belonged to their lords and therefore could not leave the manors without the permission of the lord. But unlike ancient slaves, they could own a house and land, and they could also marry and have their own family. Serfs were obliged to pay taxes to their lords, such as the head tax, death tax, and facility tax, and were required to provide their services to their lords as well.
What did the medieval manor look like? At the center of the manor was the castle of the lord and the church. Nearby, there were public facilities such as blacksmiths, mills, and bakeries, and villages where farmers lived. Since public facilities were owned by the lord, the serfs had to pay fees to use them. Due to the lack of fertilizer development, Europeans in the Middle Ages cultivated the land by crop rotation under the 3-field system.